Good to have you with us, Yuka. So China, it's wrapped up its high-profile Shanghai Coorperation Organization summit with the announcement of a major energy deal with Russia.
Well, Sharon, the two sides signed a new agreement to build a pipeline that would boost capacity of Russian natural gas deliveries to China by 50 billion cubic meters a year. It was among the more than 24 agreements signed between the two countries during Vladimir Putin's visit to China, as Beijing seeks to present its vision of a new world order. Luke Schrager has more.
Beijing, neither Xi Jinping nor Vladimir Putin have been shy about hiding an ostensibly close friendship.
Our close communication reflects the strategic nature of Russian-Chinese ties, which are at an unprecedentedly high level.
Both nations have sought to bolster ties. Particularly sanctions beset Moscow, isolated from former energy markets in the West after its invasion of Ukraine over 3 years ago. That's pushed it to rely more on other partners like India, still buying sanctioned cheap Russian oil, and China, which now accounts for a third of Russia's trade, with Beijing sensing a further opportunity.
China is willing to work with Russia to support each other's revitalization and development, steadily defend international justice and fairness, and promote and build a more fair and equitable global governance system.
For years, both China and Russia have wanted a more multipolar world that favors them more than a Western-oriented order. And the vacuum left behind as the United States takes a more hostile tack towards its traditional partners has left the door open for nations like China, which has been portraying itself as the new standard-bearer for free trade since Washington's global tariffs went into play.
The perception that Donald Trump is less interested than his predecessors in supporting the international rule-based order. It's almost impossible to see how the Chinese couldn't have resisted this opportunity to step into that space and occupy it very decisively.
With Russia's hands tied, it seems there's little doubt in Beijing's mind over just who the senior partner will be in the global order it wants to see.
Next, Swiss food giant Nestlé has fired its CEO over a secret office romance, Yuka.
That ex-CEO Lawrence Frex was abruptly dismissed after just 1 year on the job. The company issued a statement saying his undisclosed romantic relationship with a staff member violated the company's code of conduct and that his firing was a necessary decision. Nestlé said the ousted CEO initially denied the relationship to the board during an internal investigation, but the company launched a wider probe as complaints continued to come in through its whistleblowing channel. Swiss law doesn't ban relationships between senior executives, nor does it require disclosure. Ordinary citizens have mixed opinions about the firing.
So if he was in love, well, all the better for him. But then did it affect his work? Well, that's the question.
Maybe, just maybe, I'm only guessing. His work contract as an executive of a company like Nestlé clearly stipulated that he must not have privileged contact with a subordinate. If that was the case, then it's normal that he be dismissed, as he committed a serious error.
Is then a taboo topic, Yuka?
Oh, not really. Here in France, around 14% of couples were formed in the workplace, according to a 2018 survey. The same poll showed 53% of workers saying they had had a secret romantic relationship with a colleague, either in their current workplace or elsewhere. A third of them said they'd had sex at work. Like in Switzerland, French law does not prohibit this type of relationship. And respect for one's private life is a legal right. Under France's civil code, an employee cannot be sanctioned for what they do in private, including having a love affair with a colleague. That said, if that relationship affects a company's business or involves a power imbalance, that's a different story. An intimate relationship with one's superior, for example, could raise concern over a potential conflict of interest or favoritism. That's why most big corporations have internal codes of conduct, like the case of Nestlé. Sharon.
Finally then, Japanese beverage giant Suntory was also hit by a scandal.
Well, its CEO has been forced to resign over a supplement he bought abroad. Takeshi Ninami has been one of the best-known faces of corporate Japan, but he became the subject of a police investigation over what he later said was a cannabidiol or CBD-based supplement. Although he wasn't charged with any crime and no illegal substance was seized during a raid on his home, Suntory's board decided he should leave. The company is famous for its whiskies, but it also sells health foods and supplements.
He explained that a supplement he had purchased, believing it was legal, became the subject of a police investigation. We have determined that Mr. Ninami's action, which demonstrated a lack of understanding about supplements, did not meet the standards and qualities required to fulfill the role of this company's chief executive.
That's a wrap from the business desk.
Yuka, thanks so much for taking us through all of that. Yuka Royer there with all the day's business news. Up next.